What is going on, fight fans? So I was rewatching. I was so curious about, after watching the new trailer, looking at the March trailer, and I realized, I'm like, wait a second, that's no longer there. And oh, cool. Now I know how they did that, what they pressed. So I thought it was so fascinating that I'm like, nah. Let me stop. I need to watch this with you guys again. There's something different watching it with the goggles of after seeing the control scheme trailer. So I'm gonna sit here, we're gonna do a split screen, and we're gonna go ahead and watch the March gameplay trailer again. And I'm gonna point out a bunch of stuff because things have changed. Some things appear to have been removed, and some things appear to have been added, or it's better. It's definitely an interesting watch. Now let's just jump right into it. This is Edward, and you're watching Boxing Fanatico.
Hey everyone, it's Ash at Steel City Interactive. In this video we're going to take you through the gameplay mechanics within ESBC. Bear in mind that none of it's final, it's still in alpha stages, and with your help and feedback we'll continue to make improvements. So these are the...
And they have made improvements, but let's talk about this. First of all, movement, we know corner system, they talked about it not being a mini game. It's going to be based on the type of trainers you select. Back foot combat was cool because we didn't really see back foot combat in the new trailer, the one that just came out. Career aspects is cool because we just saw the menu based stuff, and in the new trailer we saw a dude, Arturo Gatti, walking around in a gym hub, so that's fire. 4 directional punches, that's something that we know about in terms of if you go left, right, forward, back. Adrenaline is in the new trailer, but it's different. The way it works is different, and we're gonna jump into that. Feints, cool. They did do a feint in the new trailer. I think it was for a lot of people who think that feint isn't in there. They did do a feint in the new trailer. It was Lyndon Arthur threw the jab, retracted it, and then threw it. So he threw it, retracted it. So he kind of half threw it and then threw it like right after that. So it was like a half throw and a full throw. And then 36 punch control, that changed. 36 punch control was basically the 4 directions with the multiple types of punches that you can throw, like hooks and straights and uppercuts, which all added to 36, right? So you could get, because basically 36 can be divided by 4. There's 4 different punch variations with the 4 directional punching. So therefore all of your punches put together is 36. But the developer who's the game designer and the animation guy, he stated that there's 42 different punches. That's 6 more punches than the 36 punch control. So 42 different punches. I'm wondering if those 6 additional punches are attached to your loose movement, because maybe this 36 punch control is just talking about normal movement and not loose movement. And then ring craft, we know that's all part of the entire aura of movement and controlling the ring. So let's keep going.
The items that we'll be covering in this video, obviously as the game progresses, we'll be dropping more development videos covering more aspects of the game, things like referee, the clinch system, so items that aren't fully yet integrated, but this is a good starter for us to get into.
It's good seeing this after we've seen what we saw. I like that.
So one of the standout features within ESBC is the movement system that we've developed.
Check hook. Now we know how it works. It's the flicking to the left and hitting with a hook. That gives you the ability to move to the side and hook, just like when you flick to the left, you roll to the left. He did the check hook here because he pressed the hook and flicked to the left at the same time. So now, because we have the control scheme, we can put in context how these attacks are happening.
Here you can see David Adelaide getting himself out of danger by throwing a nicely timed check hook. That in itself is a new feature with regards to the punch control.
It looks like David Adelaide has the same movement style as Lyndon Arthur. or the same stance style as Lyndon Arthur, because he's even doing the little moves. How he moves back is also how Lyndon Arthur was moving back in the gameplay trailer that we just saw. But I do like this greenish color palette. I want them to keep this, but I also want the pay-per-view style look that they had. But this gives me some, like all of the different places that they fight in and how the colors of the lighting and everything is. It makes you feel like almost like you're playing a different game, and I like that feeling of something feeling fresh like that. So I hope that they keep this kind of look. But I also hope that they have the pay-per-view thing. But I hope they keep this look.
That means you have complete freedom in terms of your fighting strategy, fighting of the front foot, back foot, and also pivoting yourself out of danger with check hooks, using the pressure of your opponent to your advantage. So within these clips you can see the physics system in action. Not every punch will be 100% accurate. Some punches will glance off arms, gloves, chest, and you can kind of see that with the jabs that have been thrown. Here you can see David.
Now that punch is still my favorite punch. That's still my favorite punch. Obviously the check hook, that entire sequence is my favorite sequence. But that back foot straight right is my favorite punch. And now, knowing how the control scheme works, I know that you can press that quickly and roll to the right. Almost like with a straight right evasive move. If you ever seen Mayweather, for example, he does this a lot where he'll lean in. So you lean in and then he'll hit you with that straight right real hard, and then anticipate your left hook and roll right under it. So if you combine that combination of offense and defense, you literally just quickly go off the back foot, don't actually continue to move back, and immediately flick away so you can hit them with that same Mayweather kind of attack, that straight right roll that he does. So it's cool to see this, and because they didn't do this back foot punching in the trailer, but it's cool to see this and know what you can do with the control scheme trailer that we got.
Fighting off his back foot, throwing a back foot jab and a back foot straight.
Boom. So right there.
Hi guys, this is Ethan. I'm a gameplay programmer here at SCI, and I'm here to talk to you about the feint system. So the feint system can be activated by using the same button as block, but instead of holding it down, you just tap it. So you can do a feint while you're throwing a punch, while you're throwing a lunging punch. You can use it to interrupt your punch altogether and just throw a different punch.
I love that this is a cancel system and not really a feint system. Because if it was just a feint system, the feint will be the same all the time. But because it's a cancel system, it's like they thought 3, 4, 5 steps ahead in terms of freedom. I think that's really what this game is all about. The freedom to be creative. So they're like, you know what? Give them the reins. Let them decide when they want to cancel their punch or how dynamic they want to be with the variety and how they deliver that feint. Give it to them. Instead of making a feint, just make a cancel so they can cancel the motion at any time. Absolutely fire.
Completely. So you can see here in this clip that I'm throwing a leaping left hook to the body. I cancel the punch after I've done part of the animation, and I transfer into doing a left uppercut to the head. So this is useful for mixing it up with your opponents so they can expect one attack from you, but you actually do a different attack instead.
Hi, I'm Andy Turner. I'm the art director at SCI. Thought I'd just give you a quick overview of animation systems. So our movement system was really fast and fluid. We wanted to get away from the sort of standard sort of clip-based animation where you kind of like loop clips to put movement together. It just looks a bit robotic to me. So we've got a new...
This is showing us what Lyndon Arthur's loose movement toggle looks like. His hands are down. I actually referenced this video in my blocking video to show creativity that you could think outside the box. But this shows us how Lyndon Arthur moves in his loose style, because we didn't really see that in the gameplay trailer for Lyndon Arthur. We saw it for Lawrence Oakley. Sorry, I always say the name wrong.
System where it isn't done like that. It's much more performance based. So that's really good, because when the professional boxers come in, they can just do what they do best. They know how to move. We're not telling them how to move. They do the movement based on what they would really do in a fight. We have our own motion capture studio, so that they can come in and we can just let them do their thing within certain constraints that we give them, so that we can capture the best parts of their movements, their traits, and all their punches and blocks and move sets. They're all captured here. There's no traditional animation as such. It's all motion captured.
So the adrenaline system was introduced because we wanted something more than just a stamina bar depleting. We wanted there to be the element of really going after a fighter if you think they're in trouble, or if you just want to get them out quickly.
This change right here, this is different now, because there was a lot of times where Lyndon Arthur was just going ham on Lawrence, and he got above 150, but his adrenaline didn't kick in. And the way they applied this, they said, yeah, we wanted a different way, if you could go after your fighter, or if you want to press the attack and have your stamina. So I don't know if they went away from this, because from the gameplay trailer that we just got, it looks like the only way adrenaline started kicking in, where the UI looks way crazier now. They have the electrical kind of thing going around your BPM. The way that activates, from what I saw, was only when the other person was rocked. So I'm wondering if they got away from this, or if they toggled it off to show certain things. I don't know. But this was an interesting thing. I mean, I wanted to see them continue with this. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But it didn't look like this feature was still there. It looked like they scrapped it and did the adrenaline system almost like how Fight Night is, where it only happens when the person is rocked.
What the adrenaline system does is, once your heart rate reaches a certain BPM, your stamina will max out. But as you can see here, the downside to that is your maximum stamina reduces significantly. There's also a cooldown timer on this, so you have to really pace your fights, otherwise you could end up being gassed out after 3 or 4 rounds.
I like the sequence there.
So the counter punch system works really well with the movement, as well as the range of punches.
We know how that works. That's the step back, the flick back. You flick the analog back, he does that movement. I'm telling you, he has the same kind of mannerisms as Lyndon Arthur. He just looks like he's standing more straight up. So
it's available, whether it's front foot, back foot, or to the side. So we've done away with mini games in ESBC. This corner scene is still very early in terms of what's going to be shown, but essentially the quality of your corner team will determine how much you recover. So we wanted fight stances to really make a difference in terms of what you decide to have for your fighter. As an example, the Philly shell will block certain.
This is still hands down the most mind-blowing thing to me about this game. The second is that you can punch while blocking, but this, mind-blowing, because this is what allows the infinite possibilities for defense. This right here. And this is what I based a lot of my defense, the blocking video, the little blocking video documentary that I did on this game. I based it off of the knowledge that we were given in this part right here.
Body punches. So rather than you having to always press block to block a certain type of punch, you can let your stance do some of that for you. Each stance will have a pro and a con to balance things out. We'll be releasing a career mode video.
Alright, so I'm gonna stop the career mode thing because there's really just a lot of menu screens that they showed. I don't think that we need to go into the career mode part and make this video super duper long. But this was an interesting watch. The way the combinations worked here, looked to me to be a little bit better than the new gameplay trailer. But the new gameplay trailer was showing us a lot, because there were other moments in the gameplay trailer where the new one where it looked really good. I think there were certain things that were changed. The lighting is different. The blur was reduced when they're punching, so that blur effect looked to be reduced in the new trailer, and in the old trailer was a little bit more like prominent. So I think that also lends to the what we see on camera, because when we see an actual fight on TV, when they punch, there's a blur effect because the camera, the shutter, it's hard for that to capture how fast those punches are happening. If you ever notice, when you go to a live fight, it doesn't look as like super fast as when you watch it on camera, because the camera can't really capture that speed that great. So you get kind of that blur effect. So this looked to have more of that blur effect than the new trailer. But overall, it looked to be the same, except the combinations look a little bit better here. Though individual punching and all of that looked a little bit better in the new trailer, but of course they're continuing to work on this and fix it. But the interesting thing is that adrenaline system was changed, and it looked like they aren't going the route that they were going with the adrenaline system. So I'm wondering if they're going to revisit that and kind of let us know if they have gone away from that, or they've changed direction on how they're going to present the adrenaline system to us. But let me know what you think. Was it an interesting watch for you guys? I was watching it on my own, and then I had to stop and say, wait, let me watch this with the viewers, because this is an interesting thing. I don't know, I found this to be interesting to watch it with the goggles of knowing how the new gameplay trailer is and knowing the control scheme, so that we kind of understand everything that we're seeing now and how they're pulling it off. Let me know what y'all think about this, what y'all think about this trailer versus the other trailer, and if you want me to go even further back and look at the Alpha Movement trailer to see how that, compares, or with the knowledge that we have now, like what we're seeing from that one, or what we haven't seen yet from that movement trailer. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this. This is Edward, and I'm out.